Hey there, guys. Welcome to another Robidoux Row live stream here on June the 25th. Today we have a very special live stream. Today we're going to talk about steam power, both trains and steamboats. We have a brand new exhibit we just opened up here called our Steam Power exhibit that Brooke's going to tell you guys a little bit about. And then we have a very special video we're going to show you guys about the Steam to Steam Festival coming up in August, which of course you guys can still volunteer for if you're interested in helping here. Or if you have anything you want to have involved there. We're still looking for some historical exhibits. If you know anyone that does blacksmithing or anything like that, give us a call, give us an email.
What are some other possible volunteer opportunities?
Well, we got people who can dress up and act like they're from the era. We're covering 1840s to about 1860s.
Ooh, me?
I know we're having cricket coming on Friday, so if you want to learn cricket, come by for that.
All right.
And then we're also doing some archery, and then we're going to have some other groups that are coming in to do some other stuff. So if you have a group that really wants to be involved but doesn't know how to necessarily get involved as a group, give us a call. We have some spots available. We'd love to fit you in there. But
that is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I know all the Steam to Steam people are excited about it, so definitely get involved. But I'm going to hand it over to, it's on the third weekend of August, the 20th and 21st.
And you're going to dress up?
I'm planning on it.
Okay.
I think Brooke has convinced me to dress up for it. So
I'm going to be a cowboy, I think.
We'll see.
I'm trying to be a cowboy.
We may convince Brooke to put on one of those big heavy dresses. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, Brooke's going to tell us a little bit about steam power and the kind of steam exhibits and what came through here and why the steam engine was so important to St. Joseph.
Yeah. You know, it really was. We recently had an Octa exhibit that talked about, we still have an Octa exhibit, by the way, that talks about going west, what it was like, with going west with transportation in regards to wagons. And now, from that time frame, we've kind of elevated our transportation capabilities in a few different ways. I know steamboats and trains were also a way that people going west would use that service to get to St. Joe, and then from St. Joe there was nothing left, so you literally had to walk by foot, or you got on your wagon and you had your wagon train, right?
Yep.
It was a train of wagons, but this one in particular, we're going to talk about steamboats first. Steamboats were important because in the days of fur traders, the rivers were the highways. Sheridan Logan writes a wonderful book about St. Joe and the gateway to the west. So I definitely recommend that book if you enjoy transportation and the evolution of transportation in the Midwest. The St. Joe region connected vital infrastructure for settlers, merchants, and those brave souls heading out into the great unknown. St. Joseph was a point that connected St. Louis and beyond as people looked to head west, as well as ship items from the east. The town remained relatively small until the discovery of gold in California in 1848, which greatly altered and accelerated the westward migration. St. Joe became the headwater for the journey west as hundreds of thousands of settlers arrived by steamboats and hundreds of wagon trains lined the streets waiting to be ferried across the Missouri River. The covered wagons, the oxen and supplies purchased by the immigrants established the economic foundation of the city. These impressive steam-powered boats could travel a whopping 5 miles an hour. So how long is how is that, running? Like, how can you gauge 5 miles an hour?
Running is about,
like, how fast do dogs run?
Well, I mean,
right?
it'd be
Like, how
faster
fast
than that.
can you run?
Average person walks at 2 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So 5 miles an hour, which at that time was pretty impressive, right? Steamboats had wide open decks stacked on top of each other and became actually narrower. So I'm sure you've seen that before. They look like a tiered cake, like somebody was getting married. Ooh, it's a wagon. Or no, it's a steamboat. No, it's a cake. It's a steamboat. Freight such as cotton, barrels, livestock were actually a priority. Lower level passengers had to pay $3 for a ticket. after loading cargo and animals, those $3 ticket people would actually take up the extra space around the cargo. So there was a little bit of a rich versus poor situation happening. The upper decks were where cabin passengers would actually pay double and get private rooms. They would actually get really nice stately dinners. And there was cuisine provided with the finest hotels and the finest chefs. So it was really strange because, you know, if you were poor, you got stuck with the animals in the cargo and you had to come up with your own food. But if you paid double, you actually got it pretty good. The upper deck was able to drink. They had bars in there. There were gambling tables. And after they drank and, you know, gambled, they would lounge around on the deck like a beach whale. After the Civil War, trains quickly took over. Talking about the trains a little bit, and in relation to the Civil War, growth experienced in St. Joe in regards to the railroad actually took place in 1859. St. Joe had reassured its role as a supply and distribution point with the entire western half of the country. St. Joe, with its proximity to the Missouri River and accessibility by way of river, rail, and land, was basically the heart for this phenomenal growth that St. Joe saw throughout, you know, the latter part of the 1800s and into the start of the 1900s. Channels were established in the 1870s, with St. Joe becoming the leading wholesale center of the Midwest. The 80s and the 90s were the golden age of prosperity. This was the time frame where lots of mansions were being built, and some of these mansions remain in the city today. In 1886, the Chicago Times reported that St. Joe was a modern wonder, in that it had 60,000 inhabitants, 11 railroads, 70 passenger trains each day, 170 factories, 13 miles of the best paved streets, the largest stockyard west of Chicago, a wholesale trade as large as Kansas City and Omaha combined. Whew. And on one count of the U.S. Census, they had calculated our population in 1900 to be 102,000. Yeah. The first action by Congress was in 1853 to appropriate $150,000 to basically ascertain what most practical and economical route would be for the railroad. Under Jefferson Davis, the U.S. Corps of Topographical engineers explored regions from Mississippi River to the Pacific Ocean to suggest possible routes. In 1847, the state of Missouri legislature chartered the Hannibal and St. Joe Railroad. 300,000 bonds were sold to pay for the construction. A survey of the route was done by Simon Kemper in 1849. That's a guy that we know. John Corby, another guy we know. An experienced engineer, of course, was contracted to build 25 miles of the line. The St. Joe and Hannibal line was completed in 1859 in February, and the very next day, February the 14th, the first passenger train ran 206 miles from Hannibal to St. Joe. John Patey, another guy we know, gifted the railroad 40 acres of tract of land extending south and west from the corner of 8th and Olive, which was the passenger depot where the monument, a monument stands today. I wanted to give a special thank you for assistance to the city of St. Joseph for research assistance. in this subject, and also a special thank you to the St. Joseph Public Library and a 3D rendering of a steamboat that we have.
Definitely. So that gave you guys a little bit of information on the steam power that came through St. Joe and how important it was for the growth of St. Joseph. That with that train line, we became a dominant economic power, and even like it said there, we were the biggest stockyards for a long, long time. So now we're going to take it over to a video that we did with Kathy Reno, who works for the Allied Arts Council, and we'll be discussing the Steam to Steam Festival, what's going to be going on there, what you can experience there, and of course, like we said, if you want to be a volunteer, contact us. Give us a call, give us an email, give us a text, send a pigeon, whatever you want to do. Get in touch with us. We'll be happy to set you guys up. So thanks so much for joining us here on our little live stream part of it. Hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you all next week. Bye. Hey guys, we're here with Kathy Reno with the Allied Arts Council, and I think everything else in town as well. She's going to tell us a little bit about the Steam to Steam Festival coming up on August 20th and 21st. So tell us a little bit about that, Kathy.
Well, obviously, it's part of the commemoration of Missouri's bicentennial, 200 years. It'll be August 20th and 21st. And the reason people want to check it out is there'll be something for everybody. We're going to play cricket. We'll have archery. For the kids, the Pony Express, their region and their education committee is going to have the sack races. And I'm excited about this. They're going to do the stick horse races, and they have a leather worker who's made the little leather mochilas and saddlebags for the horses so we can be really official.
Excellent.
The egg toss, food, barbecue, anything you might like. Musical history stage, you'll have music through the ages, all kinds of things from country to gospel, whatever's tied to our history.
Okay.
Nearly 40 artists from Northwest Missouri. There'll be folk art, some things that are very practical, that it's art, but maybe you'd use it every day.
Okay.
And some things that might be more categorized as fine art. Games, STEAM, I know you wanted particularly the STEAM area.
Yes.
Dr. Mike Ducey of Missouri Western State University is going to be showing the type of activities you might have seen at Super Science Saturday.
Excellent.
We'll be looking at science, technology, arts, math, all those types of things.
Excellent. So it sounds like very both parent and kid friendly. There's going to be something for everyone.
Very eclectic, yes.
Excellent, excellent. And I know you guys are also having, I believe, the Chautauqua Stage, is that correct?
Yes, the Chautauqua Stage will feature all kinds of things.
Okay.
There'll be African American culture. He's going to talk about a blacksmith. We'll be talking baseball as it relates to St. Joseph. One of the members of the Iowa tribe will be talking from that perspective. We're really looking forward to welcoming Anthony Gleis back to St. Joseph. Excellent. And he'll be performing the Missouri Fables.
Excellent.
The St. Joe Symphony, the Symphony Band, the Youth Chorus. There'll be 3 different groups, and they're going to perform a composition done just for St. Joseph called I Am St. Joseph, and they'll finish out the music history tour. There'll be the big finale at the end. They're excited because they've got a brand new conductor now. So.
Well, that'll be excellent. And
that'll be exciting, but there'll be music like Fresh Cut Grass, Mid-City Excellence Drum Corps, whatever kind of music you like. Phil Vandal does country primarily. Soca Jukebox will be there. So little, like as you said, little something for everybody because we all like different things.
Of course. And so is this event going to cost anything? I mean, we know all of our watchers are probably going to be asking that question immediately. How much does it cost? What's it going to cost me to get in?
It's free to the public.
Okay.
It's no admission whatsoever. I've got even a few spaces left if you make something unusual, if you're an artist, if you're a food vendor, although we don't want to duplicate food types.
Of course.
If you're a nonprofit, and because some of the museums, as I said, are participating. Andrew County Museum is participating with the pedal tractors.
Oh, excellent.
Because their theme is a rural way of life. So they want to show kids what does that mean, and let them have some fun with it. So I do have some space if you're a vendor of some kind, maybe even a retailer that's a boutique, not a chain. We'd like to stick to things that are uniquely Northwest Missouri.
Definitely. So I know I've heard mention that there's some sort of special parks project being done inside the facility as well. Is that true?
Yes. The Parkway system is one of the things about St. Joe that I love, that I don't think we value enough. We've got one of the few parkway systems in St. Joe that's on the National Register of Historic Places. It is stunning. So they're actually going to duplicate it in miniature throughout Civic Center Park, where the festival will be, and they're calling it the Parkway Experience.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I'm really looking forward to that one because I use the Parkway. I took up running in retirement of all the crazy things. So, you know, I see people out enjoying it, and I'd like more people to enjoy it and enjoy the history of it. So a big shout out to the St. Joe Parks and Rec for creating the exhibit.
Yep, man, that sounds amazing. Is there anything else that people should know about with the event? Other than, obviously, we'll tell the name and date again.
Living History, which is partially, I know, an area you're heavily involved in, but it is August 20th, 5 to 9, and then again on Saturday, August 21st, from 10 to 9, and the music's going to start right away.
Okay, excellent. And that's at Civic Center Park?
Civic Center Park, free admission as you mentioned.
Excellent. So we want to see you guys down there. You know, this is a big celebration of Missouri's history, but also the history of St. Joseph. So come down on August 20th and 21st. Check out everything. I know going to the meetings, everyone has a bunch of exciting stuff up their sleeves that you guys are going to, you know, pay attention. And I believe you guys have a Facebook page as well. We'll share that down in the comments. Check that out. Get going to it because this is going to be a great event. So we want to thank Katharina for joining us today. And keep an eye on their Facebook page. I know there's more videos you guys are making soon about what's going on there. So thank you guys so much.